Hey guys, Blue Saber here and welcome back to my Batman Arkham Knight playthrough. This is just after I rescued Catwoman from Riddler. I didn't show it, but basically I just had to do a few puzzles and do this boss fight, which I'm going to be basically replaying when I come back into this room.
How shall we celebrate? I know a couple of poor, defenseless museums, but then again, I also know a couple of hotels.
Tonight's not over yet. There's more work to be done.
Of course there is. You do know how to kill the mood. Do you ever take the night off? Do you ever take the suit off?
Not on nights like this, Selina. It's what I do.
Fine. I guess I'll hit an art gallery or two, while the big bad bat's distracted.
You're not going to thank me?
Why? It's what you do.
Anyway, like I said, we're going to basically now go get a few Riddler trophies, and by that I mean I'm going to skip forward like 3 days. Honestly, fuck Riddler. How long it took me to get all the Riddler trophies is ridiculous. A lot of them are shit as well, like the bloody... I hate the Batmobile one where you got to scan, use the scanner on the Batmobile, you know, that ability we used once in the story. And you got to use that, and it's so imprecise, you have to like scan the same service like 3 times sometimes, it's ridiculous. Oh god, I hate Riddler. But anyway, this will be the end of the game. This will be what I count as the final boss, because it took me so long to get Riddler, it felt like a final boss. I'll fight Riddler, and I'm going to do a Knightfall Protocol, which is going to be 100% the full ending, which took me forever to get up. But whatever, I got it, it's fine. This fight is going to be really sloppy as well. It's like, really bad, it killed me a few times. This little room I didn't understand when I first came in here, because it gives you this little number when you activate this button, and I was like, what the fuck's that? And then I was like, oh yeah, it's the Riddler trophies, although I already know the Riddler count because of the pause menu, but... okay, whatever. I don't know.
Well, Dark Knight, it seems you have earned the right to die at my mechanical hands. But let us be clear. We do
Metal
not
Gear
meet as equals. In fact, you literally have not a hope.
This fight is basically just fighting all these mechanical minions, and then you basically just need to attack the ones that are your colour. Catwoman will be in shortlist, spoiler alert. But basically I'll just have to fight these guys while this prick shoots laser beams at you. I actually did better on this fight on New Game Plus, which I find really weird. I did the same with Pig Guy. On New Game Plus I did a hell of a lot better at fighting him, even though I didn't have the hit indicators. I found it really funny.
Mechanical, homicidal, and red all over.
I don't know, you get into a rhythm on this game, but the problem is that you get into a rhythm and then it's one at red fuckers. And that's Batman attacking someone I don't fucking want to attack, seriously. I hate that. Problem with other Batman games, but it happens a lot more frequently than this, because this game tried to add more variants of enemies that you can't hit. Seriously, you've got so many enemies around you, you're aiming at the blue ones and then Batman just hits the orange ones. But is it when you go to use a takedown? Or like, why the fuck did he go past that blue one to go get the orange one then? Seriously, what the actual fuck? Once again, aiming for blue there. Yeah, this is just embarrassingly bad. Oh, I don't know. The main reason I hated this room was that it was just because Batman just decides, fuck it, I'm aiming for orange ones. Because I'm a Batman. I didn't like this fight. I actually enjoyed it the second time I did it on New Game Plus. I did not enjoy it this time. I think partially I was just fatigued. I was just like, I just want to kick the shit out of this fucker. Oh look, Catwoman's here now, thank God. Yeah, I just wanted to beat him. I just wanted to get it over with by this point. I was just like, I knew this had happened, because Arkham Asylum I enjoy collecting the collectibles, and I think it's actually interesting to listen to them. I think that City, I don't like Hugo Strange, I think he's a cunt. But, I don't know, they were alright, but you felt fatigued after collecting them all. But I think it was more rewarding when you did it, because you managed to do the whole little unique stealth segment with Riddler, and rescue his hostages and saw a bit of karma. But I just think this one is rewarding. It took way too long to collect all the trophies and do all the riddles and all the other shite it wanted you to do. And this fight's alright when you get used to it, but it was just, by the point I got to this fight, I was just like, oh, let's get this shit done. Like, seriously. The reason I like Batman though is because I can actually resort to not using guides, because I can just interrogate people that come along or find secret maps, and I can find everything on my own. But in this game, there were some people I just missed that I just never given me the option to interrogate, and I could never find. So I resorted to a guide anyway, because I was like, I'm missing secrets here, and I'm like, oh for fuck's sake, there we go, scratch him, claw his eyes out, fucker, make me do all this shite. On the plus side, on my New Game Plus playthrough, I pretty much made it. He was like the second person I arrested because I just wanted him out of the way. Oh my. Anyway, now Catwoman's here. This is going to be a hell of a lot easier. Now I've actually can start from scratch. I think I die at some point. I post-recorded this because, like, throughout most of my side missions I did, because I was just like, nah, I don't want to. I don't know. The commentary was getting a bit bland because it was just. Nope, there's nothing to talk about now. I've played this game for way too long. That's why I skipped most of the side missions, because a lot of them are just, like, a lot of them are repetitive. They really are. Like, they're not always that fun. Like, the crime scene ones are just, they get boring after a while. It's just, like, there's no variation in them. Okay, everyone suffers from a different ailment or has something that's altered about the body, but here's the thing is that there's always one on the skin level, there's always one on, like, the lower tissue, and then there's one on the bones. It's always the same. Like, why not vary it up a bit? You know, make it a bit more interesting.
You shouldn't be here. You shouldn't have got
I mean, seriously. And then I think all the militia ones I could skip just because they would just destroy the tower. On the upside, as repetitive and boring as it becomes doing the side missions, it's also rewarding because of how many win points you get and how much upgrades you can buy in this game. A lot of them were just like, I just bought them for the hell of it, but I also think it's more rewarding to do it. It makes you want to keep going and going, alright, one more point and I can get this. And I see what they were going for. Now claw his eyes out again with Catwoman and fucking enjoy yourself. Go on, scratch him. Why can't he have scratch marks on him like Robin did at that one point?
perfect victory.
I don't really want to spend ages on the credits. I might skip the credits because they tend to like to copyright me, despite no fucking copyright there. But I don't know. Sort of stopped my DMC playthrough for some reason. I wanted to copyright every single bloody part of it for some goddamn reason.
Here you go.
Well, fine, Ninja Fairy. I won't support your shitty game.
There's no way you solve them all.
Well, it's not shit. It's alright actually. But, it's just annoying. I don't understand how GTA YouTubers do it. It's like, you get copyrighted for everything in those fucking games, because always someone on the radio, oh congratulations, it only took you like 60 robots to beat me in a fucking Metal Gear ripoff. Congratulations, you twat. I don't know, like, I'm just fighting through these guys, but if I should have done this live really, but like I said, it would just me bitching and moaning, which is like exactly what I'm doing now, except it was just more rage, and just like, it was more, well, I wasn't thinking as much when I was sitting in it, because I got to a point where I'll get pissed off, I'll rage, I'll moan about the same stuff over and over, and then I'll get to a point where I just don't fucking speak, and I'll just start getting some serious ass, which I did throughout the playthrough anyway. But anyway, it's like, I don't know, it's fucking Batman. Fruit game. I don't want to speak for ages throughout the credits. Bear in mind though, I'm struggling to find it, but there is actually a really cool scene in credits, which you'll see when the ending kicks in, but I don't want to spoil it. But basically, go through credits. It's basically getting a little bonus song throughout the credits that's quite amusing, especially if you like the middle point of the game, dude. Seriously, why the fuck do you hit the people that you obviously don't want to aim for them? He just locks onto him because he's like, fuck it, I like a challenge. But for most of the game though, I don't know, I'll just say it now, I quite like most of the game. I'll say most of it, because like I said, the side mission got a bit boring, but I could have completed it earlier if I wanted to, so that's my own fault. They become repetitive, but then again, they feel rewarding when you do it. I wish the Batmobile was in it less for main story purposes. I wish it wasn't so many tank battles. I mean, even the chases I like when Gordon's getting attacked. And okay, it begs a question, why the hell didn't you just get in the Batmobile to begin with? But it was interesting that I was, you know, Gordon was getting chased and pursued, and I had to drive after him and like take out his pursuers. I like stuff like that, but it was just it got boring when it comes to all the tank fights. It wasn't even the fact for drones. I don't like particularly enjoy fighting these robots because I do think it's boring compared to fighting actual thugs. But fighting the drone tanks I didn't mind so much, but doing it so much throughout the game. You'd have like one combat segment, you'd have one stealth segment, you probably had more combat segments, but I count a combat segment as something that's actually trying, like, you know, 4 or 5 thugs that are just typical don't count. Like a big off room with like 8 or more people with some variation, I'll count that as a combat room. You'll have like one combat room, a stealth room, and then you'll have about 2 or 3 tank fights in between. And that's just a main mission. I wouldn't mind it from the side, but by that point it was just like, But then again, everyone in the mums moaned about the Batmobile to some extent. I do like it. Every other problem that I have with it is just typical ones like Batman not aiming for the right one, which you had very rarely in other games, but it was there. But basically everything I don't moan about is alright. As for the stealth segments, I'm just impatient. I was just really impatient and wanted to do them quickly. I'm very mixed on stealth, to be honest, because, okay, you could say it's the same as other games, and it actually has some variety, like the guys with the suits that can be invisible to you, and the guys who can pick up on your detective vision, but you can actually use that to your advantage, even drones. I quite like that aspect of it, but what I don't like is the fear takedowns. I don't like how most rooms are just trying to find a way of bunching up 5 guys and getting a fear takedown in. A fear takedown which doesn't always work. Once again, it's very picky. You have to get behind them, and the game itself has to register that you're ready to do a fear takedown, opposed to you just get, you know, like something like the silent takedown, which pretty much always works. You know, you get behind them, you haven't been spotted, it works. Fear takedown, not necessarily. Like sometimes you can stand on top of an object and it'll work, sometimes it won't, like highlight, and it's the same with environmental takedowns. They're just very picky. But it does add things as well, like the combos you can use with backlaw, which I didn't use much this playthrough, but you can have like backlaw combo which just insta-down someone. You can have like explosive batarang mid-combat, and I really like that. You can have like the ultra stun. And I love the dual play mechanic. I absolutely think that's brilliant, but I wish it was in the game more. I would have loved it if the hardest rooms in the game were dual play rooms, just to make up for the fact that you actually have 2 people helping you.
Selena, for the daring last-minute rescue. It was very heroic.
It was under control.
Sure it was. Now be a good damsel and bestow a kiss on your gallant hero.
Play nice.
You're not playing at all.
No, I'm not. Not anymore.
And what's that supposed to mean?
It means this is the end, Selena. It means we can't. I can.
I will see you again, right?
No one will. Gotham needs something more, something worse to defend her. She needs a new myth. A legend more powerful than I can be right now. A legend that can only rise from the ashes of the Batman.
Some things you can't do alone, Bruce.
And some things you have to.
Call if you need me.
I won't.
I know. I just wanted to say it.
Yeah, as for the story of this game, I don't know. I'm mixed on it. I think Arkham Asylum had the best story, and I think that was just because it knew what story it wanted to tell, and it pretty much stuck to that. It very rarely got sidelined by Scarecrow or Croc or, you know, Ivy. You're pretty much pursuing the Joker and just happened to be caught doing random side stuff along the way. City diverted from its main plot very quickly. Origins was more open world, and this was like, well, Scarecrow became more bland. Arkham Knight wasn't a mystery at all, and well, Joker was just, you know, it was the main focus for other games. I think Asylum told the story itself better, but as for the actual story itself, it's just preference between people really, and that's just pure opinion. Anyway guys, I think I'll leave you with these last little bits of cutscenes, and hope you enjoyed this playthrough, and we've finally reached the end of it. this was out like a week after I bloody finished it, but oh well. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll probably see you next time on Metal Gear Solid 5. Or the Black Ops beta, depends on what I'm playing next really. Anyway, I'll see you later.
Out you go, Nigma.
Ha! I could have brought me here twice as quickly.
Well, riddle me this. Was Green proud and ass kicked all over?
How exceedingly droll. I won't be needing a lawyer, you jumped-up security guard. I will represent myself. You forget, you bothersome bat. Every time you overcome my puzzles, I learn that little bit more about you. Soon enough, there will be a riddle that leaves you dead. You may be an expert
Alfred,
in the art of killing
the city's
things, Wilson,
safe.
but
Excellent
you'll find
work, sir.
I'm an expert at
Gotham's
everything
villainous
else.
contingent has been brought to task yet again. You should be immensely proud of your achievements. The city is forever in your debt.
It's time for Knightfall.
Everything is in place, sir. The Batwing is on its way to the GCPD rendezvous point.
Batman's got a tank? That's cheating!
It's done. Gotham is safe.
Thank you, Bruce. For everything.
Goodbye, Jim.
All units be advised. The major threats have been eliminated. It's time to roll out and take our city back.
This is Vicky Vale for GCN reporting live outside Wayne Manor, following the dramatic unmasking of billionaire playboy Bruce Wayne. That's him! Are you still rolling?
Are you sure you want to do this, Master Bruce?
I've got to. It's the only way to protect them.
Very well.
We just saw Bruce Wayne, now known to be the masked vigilante Batman, enter his home, refusing to come.
This is how it happened. This is how the Batman died.
A friend once told me that criminals are a cowardly and superstitious lot. That the only way to beat them was to give them something to be scared of. I understand now. As his world grew darker, so did ours. When his war ended, our lives could begin again. He set us free. To live. To love. There was an inquest, of course. Hundreds of suspects. Who killed Bruce Wayne? I guess we'll never know for sure. So what's next? Criminals are a cowardly and superstitious lot. What happens when they have nothing to be scared of? Who will protect Gotham now that the Batman is dead?
Hey. Whoa, whoa, whoa!
Help me!
No one's coming, lady. Take his wallet. Hey, freak! Maybe you missed the news! Batman's dead!
That look don't scare us no more.
What the hell?